Okay, everybody, welcome to Lunch Therapy. I'm going back to an earlier thing that we talked about early on when this show started out, which was the television program Zoom on PBS. It has now been eclipsed by the meeting program Zoom, so we have to keep it alive.
My name's Anne.
So I'm doing a little tribute here to Zoom. 100th episode of Lunch Therapy is coming up soon.
My name's Jake.
We should never forget
I'm Leon.
Zoom and Leon. Who are you? What do you do? All right, here we are. We haven't begun the show yet. This is sort of like the pre-show, and where I explain what Lunch Therapy is. Lunch Therapy is a show that happens daily where we set aside all the crappy things that are going on in the world, all the news cycle, the politics, the COVID, all that stuff. We just set it aside for a minute, put down the burden, step into the imaginary circle, the Lunch Therapy circle, the cult of the hummingbird, and just have some fun, shake it off. We can always return to that after the dance break. People can pop in, pop out. If you if you chat anywhere, Facebook, or as Greg Wordla just did there, I can put them on the screen, so we can have cross-platform chat. That reminds me, Joe Fury is going to be on the show today. He's going to do something that is extraordinary. And then we have a lot of other things that we're going to, take care of here. But let's get into the show. Come on and zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, come on and breathe. Breathe. Yeah, so at the top of the show here, we're going to breathe. We're going to take it in through the nose, out through the toes. First breath. All the way down to the feet. Oxygen in the back of the lungs. Let it out. I'm excited about the show today because there's some fun stuff happening. In through the nose, out through the toes. Feel the oxygen going through the body. Let it out. Time to hum. Jose. Great to see you, Jose. Great to have you here. One more breath in through the nose, out through the toes. Be present. We only have this moment right now. Hold it. Let it on out. You can go ahead and share this show to friends of yours too. Please, because we'd love the more the merrier. Just tell them it's weird and fun and whatever else you want to tell them. Tell them that there's factual information and then there's stuff that is completely fabricated. And now we're going to take a look at some incredible animals, because we like to look at animals here. And I've been getting a lot in from people who watch the show and people involved in the show. So I even hear a dog barking off in the distance. All right, so first of all, I want to show you my wife's squirrel friend. She has a friend. He's a squirrel. He eats oranges every day. I captured him. I didn't capture him, but I captured him on video. Here he is. See him running up the fence there? There he goes. And I said hoy to him. I said hoy because animals like the phrase hoy. You know, in the cult of the hummingbird, we use the phrase hoy as a greeting whenever we see people. It's an ancient myth club tradition. it works for animals too. Animals love the word hoy. Hoy. It's a friendlier version of hi. So you could say hi, but hoy is much more enjoyable. Yesterday, we had some controversy because I showed a video of the whale shark sent in to me by the viewer Jeff Lohman. And Jeff Lohman is a viewer who lives all the way over in Oman, which is in the Middle East. And the controversy was I criticized his camera work. Squirrels are fluffy-tailed rats. We're going to get back into that trash panda problem again, aren't we? I see Sue Pascal is here. Great to see you. We were just looking at our squirrel. So yeah, Jeff Lohman. I take it back. Jeff Lohman is an incredible undersea videographer. He is one of my favorite photographers, in fact, because he took pictures of Homer Simpson all over the world. And, you know, Homer Simpson was missing. A lot of you are aware of this. He suddenly went missing. Well, I read on a blog somewhere or saw it, I don't know, a YouTube video or something like that, but he has been found. He is going to return. He is going to emerge stronger than ever before. We've shown some of those photos on here before. You can follow Homer's Odyssey on Instagram. But right now, another one of Jeff Lohman's incredible underwater videos, because Ocean Week seems to be continuing. Here we go. So this is in the Dimanayat Islands. It looks a lot like when I was in Maui, and Gordy and I were swimming around looking at sea turtles. That footage has been lost to time. No one can find it. This looks like a school of fish. There's someone swimming off in the distance. This is another moment to just relax and enjoy and be prepared for the incredible entertainment that's about to come to us in the form of lunch therapy. It's very good news about Homer Simpson because, as you know, many of you know, Homer has been around the world to all the continents of the world. He has been to all the different countries. This tiny Homer Simpson doll. People have made clothes for him everywhere that Jeff goes. Jeff has given it to me. I took him to Venezuela. Somebody took him to Iraq. He is just he actually met his creator. He met Matt, the creator of The Simpsons. And there's a photo with him. So that was through Ginny Sykes. Matt Gruning. Yes. Todd is saying, wait, is it Ocean Week? What week is it? It's Confined Spaces Week, of course. It's not Alaska Week. It's Confined Spaces Week. So this week we're working on Confined Spaces. That's all for the turtle. But I don't know. That's not all for the turtle. I've got some more Confined Spaces information for you coming up. So let me explain the Confined Spaces. So last week was Ocean Week, and we were having a hard time getting through Ocean Week because I had some kind of mental block, some kind of, deep-seated fear of the oceans. And we traced it all the way back to Jaws, which was an incredibly influencing horror movie in the 70s that everyone was obligated to see, and it caused us all kinds of psychological damage. Ruined Ocean Week last week. So some of Ocean Week is bleeding over into this week. And I think one of the reasons that I was upset with Jeff Lohman yesterday was because I had that terrible struggle, and my friend, didn't send me the ocean footage until Ocean Week was over. So I was possibly, taking it out on him. None of this is serious, by the way. So you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to now show you a video of my cat eating cat food. So late at night, I put out some cat food. I thought it was your mom's fault for trying to drown you. Ganelle, don't talk to my mom about that. She's going to be appalled that was brought up. So I'm doing some experiments because I want to see the animals. There are a lot of critters in our yard, and I want to kind of bring them out. So I put some cat food out last night in the alley, and I got some video of my cat eating it. It's a 2-camera shoot. This is my cat, Machito. Never been on the show before. There he is. He has appeared. He's eating the cat food, but he's looking. He's wondering, like, you know, I think he's looking around for something else, something that might endanger him. Yeah, Mulva. Yeah, when you see my mom say, hey, yeah, I heard that you held Joel underwater and caused him to fear the oceans. She'll like that. No, my mom has a great sense of humor, so don't even worry about it. I'm not worried about it. So there's Machito eating. What was Machito looking for? Well, this is what I found out later. Was in the same 2-camera late night shoot. This happened. Yeah. A skunk. Now, do you have... I happen to love skunks. I love raccoons. I love skunks. I love possums. I love all of the creatures. I don't want the skunk to smell up the area, but perhaps they're like sharks. You know, everybody's afraid of them because they're going to make everything smell bad, or everybody's afraid of the sharks because they're going to bite your leg off. Anyway, so there's another creature of the night, but the super important footage. Okay, I want to tell you guys. I got some footage last night. It's epic. It's epic yard footage, and I want you guys to be prepared for it. Some of you might be scared. I don't know. I got it from my cousins, John and Lisa. This was taken outside their window in their backyard, and here it is. This is exclusive footage, exclusive to us, only us, and the rest of Facebook. There's a black bear in the backyard. This is just outside their backyard, like yesterday, the day before. They just look out. They look out the window.
Hey, bear.
You can hear them talking because it's, you know, imagine the sheer horror of looking out and there's a giant bear eating the birdseed. If only I could get this to happen during the show in our yard. And it's not like they live out in the woods either. They live right near the nation's capital in Virginia. And there's this bear just chowing down birdseed in the backyard. It's crazy. It's the weirdest thing. But they're so calm about it. You can hear it. They're just, hey, bear.
There it is.
John is concerned, perhaps, that the birds are not going to come now that they've seen this giant bear. He's just sitting there, she says. In Washington? It's a good question. This is in Virginia, the great state of Virginia, near Washington, D.C. Yeah, you'd expect to see this maybe in Seattle or someplace, or maybe in the Oregon territories, as people say, the Oregon territories.
We got plenty of pictures.
Anyway, that's the animal portion of the show today. I know it was pretty exciting. So next on the agenda, you know, a lot of you know that we get big celebrities on this show, a lot. There's a lot of celebrities that come on, and we've got Joe Fury has been on here a few times, and he's got a new product that he wants to introduce to you. You know, one of the things that I really appreciate about Joe Fury is he's not only an artist, but he is also an activist, and he's out to solve the really serious problems of the world. And I would call him an entrepreneurial activist. We don't usually get into activism here on the show. We do that outside of lunch therapy because it's more serious nature. But I'm going to bring on Joe Fury here to introduce something really revolutionary. Here he is.
Hello, I'm, as you know, Joe Fury, star of stage, screen, and whatever else there is out there, but you never see me in my makeup room. You never see the magic occur when I get into the character. But when I'm getting into my character, I can't be worried about the scourge on society these days. And I'm talking about, of course, crepey skin. Some of you are saying, Joe can't have crepey skin. Mere mortals have crepey skin. His skin looks so perfect. Yes, some of you are saying, Joe, it's so open of you to talk about your crepey skin here in the public eye. Well, that's the kind of performer I am. Totally transparent. Well, I'm going to tell you my secret today. Crepe Erase. Crepe Erase. It's a beautiful product. Something that I use every time I go on the stage or screen, or usually my makeup person puts it on, but I'm going to show you how you can apply it here. You can apply it to your skin. Even if you're not a performer. If you're just worried about your dry crepiness, your ugly crepey. So let's get a close-up. Let me show you how it works. You just put it in a little plastic bowl, and then you take your little powder puff or spongy sponge thing they call. I don't know what they call it. I'm not in the makeup department. So when you identify a place, oh look, there's a weird little blemish. Put a little bit of the makeup on, apply it, and it's gone! You see? It's completely gone. And you can apply this not only to crepey skin, but also to, if you have a pimple, it goes away! Goes completely away! It's like magic. You see? Gone. Totally gone. Let's say I want to play a part where I don't have a mustache. I have this beautiful mustache and it's sort of my trademark. But let's say I don't want it anymore. Gone! Completely gone! Yes, now I can play anyone. I could play Winston Churchill. Or I could play Winston Churchill. Or I could play Jared Leto when he plays the Joker. I could play the Joker easily with this and still retain my beautiful beard for off stage. And then you say, hey, Joe, does it work on the eyes? Because I've got some crow feet that I want to get rid of. Well, I'll show you. Let's say I wanted to get rid of this crow foot right here. Gone! Completely gone! Let's say I didn't want to have eyes in my next, like I was playing Helen Keller and I want to have no eyes. I could just get rid of them. Just gone like that. We could even place other eyes in there if we wanted to. If I didn't want to have blue eyes, I could have brown eyes and no eyebrows. Yes, it's quite wonderful what you can do. You can put it all over your face and put it on your hands. It's a marvelous product. So, the next time you want to get rid of crepey skin, just take Joe Fury's advice and use Crepe Erase.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful product that I think, is probably going to make people, it's going to revolutionize a lot of, well, first of all, it'll probably be good for depression because, people with the crepey skin, they get depressed sometimes. I see Ben is here, Ben McKnights. Yes, we were just showing the product Crepe Erase, which is a revolutionary product by entrepreneurial activist Joe Fury. It is a way to get rid of, don't look behind me. What? Is there something? I don't know what he's talking about, but yeah, so anyway, it's a revolutionary product that makes crepey skin disappear. It doesn't just cover it up; it makes it disappear. So, yeah, I don't know where you order it or anything. You can get it at your usual places. Back to the point of the week. I'm just all giddy from Joe being here because whenever I see him, I just, he's just such a magnetic performer that somehow it just permeates the entire show. But yes, confined spaces. So we're trying to get to why confined spaces are so horrifying for me. I don't know. Anybody else out there have the problem of being in an elevator and the elevator stops and you get all panicky and you get all sweaty and you think maybe you're going to be stuck there forever? I definitely get that. You're 5 o'clock. I don't know. I guess there's a sniper or something. So I blame it on my mother, of course. My mother was, we were in an elevator in the Bon Marché. And I was tiny, and the doors closed, and then we didn't go anywhere. We didn't go up. We didn't go down. We just were stuck there. And my mom, because she must have had, elevator trauma is all I can think of. She just started panicking and pressing all the buttons, just all the buttons she was pressing, and kind of getting really panicky. And then, after a little while, the doors opened, and there was just a workman standing there, and he was like, "This elevator is not in service." But for that moment, I learned, there's something to be terrified about. It's a physiological problem. Is this a rerun? Yeah. No, so then I wanted to get us into the movie, right? So I had an assignment yesterday, and that was to figure out what movie made me claustrophobic. Besides the elevator with my mom, what other thing made me claustrophobic? And there was a movie. I saw this movie trailer, and the movie trailer was, it basically said this. Okay, so his sister wanted a room of her own, and then she was in I think it was like a crawl space, and there was this cement door closing, and that terrified me right there. And then his brother wanted a new turtleneck, is what I'm thinking, and then he showed the brother, and the turtleneck was killing him, strangling him, and then his parents wanted togetherness, and it shows the parents in the shower, and the shower walls are closing in, and they can't open the door, and they get crushed. And this was terrifying to me. And Mike Wetzel comes up with the answer. What the heck? I have been trying to find this movie because it's just stuck in my head. What is it, man? That was a terrifying, terrifying movie. And Mike Wetzel comes up with the answer. This is it. It's called Arnold. I love your Boris S. Wart picture there, Mike Wetzel, but that's for another day. Mike Wetzel comes up with the name of the movie is Arnold, and it did take me, I don't know what you win, Mike, but that was extraordinary because there's an obscure movie from the, early 70s. I did find out it was called Arnold, but only after a lot of searching, I found one. Every once in a while you find a ghost web page that has been abandoned. It's like the ghost town of web pages, and none of the, oh no, thank you, Mike Wetzel. Thank you. When you get into an elevator and turn around and you look at the people in the cab and say, "Do you have any grapes?" Exactly. So I found one of those abandoned web pages, and you can tell an abandoned web page. Here it is right here. You can tell an abandoned web page because ghosts like to hang around them. And also, some of the images don't even work. There's a logo up in the top there. It doesn't, the image is long gone. The notes and queries, there's things that says notes and queries. I don't know, but it's just an abandoned web page. And someone is saying, "I need help finding an old movie." Sometimes this is it's as if it was me. Sometimes in the 1970s, I remember seeing a trailer for a horror black comedy. It was either about a ghost or a haunted house The part of the trailer I remember clearly shows a couple in the shower and the walls are coming together to crush them. As I recall, the movie had a one-word title, which was the name of it goes something like Stanley or the like. And then there's somebody, this is Tony Collins in San Francisco, but someone in France who must know Mike Wetzel says, hello, the movie is Arnold, 1973. The scene you mentioned is about an hour and 20 minutes in. The person knows exactly where it is and has a YouTube link. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I have not thought about that in so long. Thank you, Jose. I believe in the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, not to digress, because we don't do that on this show, but I believe they end up getting rid of the tomatoes because they hate the song, and the song is called Puberty Love. Is that right, Jose? Is that right? I don't know. I think it is. So here it is, my friends. I'm going to share this trailer for the movie Arnold, and this is a way we are going to exercise my fear of confined spaces.
He's a scream. He really took care
One of the
his
interesting things
family.
about it is
Arnold gave his bride a honeymoon she'd
Arnold is
never
dead, I
forget.
guess.
Heaven have mercy on
I guess he lives in a coffin.
All it takes, I suppose,
you really
is a
believe
bit
in
of
ghosts?
dust enough now and then.
Arnold
Yes,
gave his
T-model
widow
revenue
some
do.
vanishing
Or I do.
cream.
I mean, after killing
That goo was a real wrinkle remover indeed.
Arnold gave his brother
So-
a brand new suit.
there it is. He gave his brother a brand new suit, and it's
Buttons is
Roddy
all that was left of him,
McDowell.
boy.
It's Roddy McDowell. First of all, I don't think it's a horror movie at all. I think it's a comedy, because it's all got all comedians in it, English comedians.
Arnold gave his sister a room of her own.
Gave his sister a room of her own. Not quite as terrifying as I thought it was going to be. Not really that terrifying at all. Let's look
Arnold
at it
gave
again.
his sister
Gave his
a
sister
room of her own.
To me,
When you
that was the most terrifying thing that lived with me for my entire life. Was this goofy lady in a room,
skilled criminologist like myself,
and then there's this guy
it's as plain as a nose on your
being
pretty
a
little
misogynist.
Arnold gave his unfaithful
And then this
wife
is the
and
shower scene.
handsome
Here it is.
lover togetherness.
Here it is. Is that really that
Stella
scary? I don't think
Stevens,
so.
Roddy McDowell and Arnold. In Arnold, you'll die.
I am now cured. I'm cured. I'm totally cured now. Thanks, Mike Wetzel, for solving my psychological problems. One of the things that I realize in that is that as children, they always, they try to keep us from watching certain things and keep us from seeing certain things. That font is good, isn't it? They try and keep us from seeing these things, and we're like, what is wrong with you people? Why do you keep preventing me from seeing things? I want my freedoms. And sometimes your freedoms in that particular situation could mess you up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just like, Todd Lee, when you get in an elevator and turn around and look at the people, oh no, that we saw. But Nexa, hey Joel, I wanted to say thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Heck yeah, Nexa. Heck yeah. It's great to see you on Twitch. And Mulva, she was very believable screaming in the room. She was. And as a kid, you believe everything that they tell you. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the point of the show, is that, thanks, Nexa. It is a cool shirt. It's from the Fighting Bob Fest in Wisconsin. Fighting Bob was a guy who fought for cool things. T-Model Robin says, fear of small, confined spaces, claustrophobia. Thank you very much. Maybe it should be called Claustrophobia Week. But, the person who named this week is Ben McKnight's over there in Australia. He named the entire week. So I'm no longer claustrophobic because I have now traced it back to the roots. And that's what I invite all of you to do, is to find out what your fears are and then trace them back. Find the thing, because the thing that probably initiated the fear is probably not something that is really relevant, especially if it happened when you were a tiny little kid. Because as tiny little kids, we just are completely impressionable because we're sponges trying to suck up all this information. And it's kind of the older people, it's kind of their job to make sure that they don't put a bunch of garbage in your head by making you watch horror movies. Bad luck to Ben McKnight's. Todd Lee, interesting. Comedic movies scare you. You need to see a therapist about that. Yeah, maybe I have a comedy block. Clearly. Nexa, wow, you really lost your fear because you went back to the origin. Wasn't it scary? No, it wasn't, Nexa, because what it was the thing that scared me originally was not scary at all. It was a ridiculous trailer for a ridiculously goofy movie with a bunch of ridiculous English people in it. And it was not scary at all. And so now, perhaps, I can let that go. Now, I don't know what Jeff Lohman's going to do because he told me the movie that scares him from when he was a kid is this one. I don't know, Mike Wetzel, can you name what movie this is? I like horror movies. Yeah, you like horror movies because you don't believe they're true. Right? You don't even believe in ghosts, T-Model. That's interesting. Yeah, so Jeff Lohman, this is he looked back to see, I was talking to him about it last night after apologizing for making fun of his videography, and he said this is the movie that scared him. And the reason it scared him, well, for obvious reasons, these are gargantuan, weird monsters the size of buildings. And if you're a kid, you believe that that's a real thing. Now I understand why you're so funny. Exactly. We'll have to get to the origin of that as well. So Jeff Lohman, I guess in this movie, what happens is one of these guys sees this kid in an apartment, and he tries to get to the kid, and the kid is like freaking out in the apartment, and the monster, the gargantuan, is just fighting to get to the kid, and this messed up Jeff Lohman's entire cognitive world because he believed it so much, because as kids we believe everything, and that is why sea monkeys and selling skeletons and monsters in the back of comic books is unethical. Because the kids believe it when you say, I'm going to send you a 7-foot monster through the mail, or I'm going to send you a giant skeleton through the mail. The kids believe it. And why shouldn't they? Because we told them to believe everything that we say. So marketing to kids is totally unethical. And that's my point of the show. I did have a point this time. Tomorrow we're going to investigate that a little bit further. I'm so glad that all of you were here today. It was really good to see Nexa, T-Model Revan. It was great to see Ben McKnights out there in Australia. Nexa, all right, have a nice dinner. You're welcome for the streaming. Todd Lee, so go to Universal and pet Jaws. That'll do it. That's not a bad idea, actually. Such a tirade. Catharsis. I feel good. I feel like I'm ready to go out in the day. I hope this was helpful to you all. Because I know Mike Wetzel must have seen this movie too when he was young. Sea monkeys. Yes, sea monkeys are krill. They are just brine shrimp. And the guy, if you look up the guy, we had a show about this, but if you look up the guy that invented sea monkeys, he was one of the first people to market to kids. And he later, not a good guy. Just look it up. Anyway, I'm going to get to the dance break here. It's time for the dance break. I am all fired up. I'm going to go get myself some crepe erase to erase my crepey skin. It is time for the dance break. Get ready, because of course, it's one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites. I'm kind of stuck on the Scary Pockets these days, because the Scary Pockets people, they're taking regular old songs, making them funk songs. And here's the latest. It's a Lady Gaga song.
There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause it made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up,
Cold-blooded
girl,
krillers.
listen to me when I say, I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistake. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, don't talk yourself in your shit. I'm on the right
A lot of times better than the original song, right? Scary Pockets. I highly recommend their YouTube channel. Thank you to Lisa and John for the bear video today. If you missed that, go back and check it out. They got a black bear in their backyard. All right, thanks everybody. Step out of the circle. We'll see you tomorrow for lunch therapy.